I'm nobody, I have no value, I don't stand anywhere.
Menopause, I think, can change you for the better or worse.
I was really scared my daughter would start calling me uncle.
Question mark, inverted, who am I?
And he said that nothing will be done which impinges on your honor. And these are in writing. He's also given it to
The
me.
Prime Minister said
Yes,
this to you
yes, said
in
to
a
me.
meeting 2 weeks back.
Yes.
In the
and
connection
also
of the Pathak controversy.
Yes, in that and a letter. He was good enough to write a letter to me on my birthday.
Diets getting you depressed? The new mantra to losing weight. Turn to good food.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
A house, a good job, a car, and an okay family life. You have all of this. Yet it bothers you that your hairline is receding, that there is a constant feeling of emptiness, that you can't cope with the hormonal changes in your body. On Lives Like That today, we're chatting about the midlife crisis. That period in your life when you question it all, your work, your relationships, and wonder if it's too late.
It's not a roller coaster ride, it's just a slide down emotionally. You really don't know what to do with yourself, especially when your life's been centered around your home and house.
I was feeling lonely and lost. I ran out of the house feeling totally insufficient, insecure. I wanted to kill myself. I felt nobody needed me anymore.
I had read about it, but I didn't know how bad it was until it hit me.
You spend all your life in bringing up your children. Then one day they grow up and fly away, leaving behind an empty nest, a nest you so lovingly created. Anu Chopra is living through this experience. Anu, your two grown-up daughters have grown up.
Yeah, and they left and they went away.
Oh.
And suddenly, I mean, there was really nothing to do in the house because, you know, all the time you're cooking, you're feeding, you're buying provisions, you're doing so much. I mean, their friends are walking in. Suddenly the house is absolutely sterile. And I just had nothing to do because I got married at 19, and that's what I did all my life, look after my kids.
Dr. Rukshida, can you tell us what exactly is this midlife crisis?
Midlife crisis does not necessarily have to affect everyone. It's more or less a transition period. When we're talking about transition, there are always some upheavals. When we're talking about the age anywhere from 40 to 60, we're also talking about a lot of physical changes in your body.
You were in your mid-40s when this whole feeling of emptiness and loneliness started.
My body was undergoing all these changes. Like now you can still see me sweating, all these my hot flushes and my cold flushes. There were a lot of sobs in the night, turned to some kind of religion, organized religion, which really didn't help. My younger daughter went away to Bangalore and my elder daughter went away to America.
For studies?
For studies. And my husband travels a lot. His job entails a lot of traveling. So I was very low on my self-esteem. I had made up my mind, no, I will not be happy. I mean, I'll not be unhappy. Life will move on for me. I will not, because I had seen a couple of my friends moaning, my children. And I didn't want to call them up and say, oh baby, I'm missing you so much. Off and on, I started blogging. The blogs came. I opened like 10 blogs and I forgot my password, but I continued with it. Started a gym regime. And then what happened was that Natasha came back after finishing her studies. And she went as a child and she came back as an adult. Like it started off with these minor hiccups. Clean your room, do this. And she wasn't used to authority because she was away for 4 years. And then kind of we settled down. And now she's going away again. And I can't imagine life without her. I'm just going to collapse. I'm dreading it. Not that she's here, she's working. She leaves in the morning and comes back late in the night. And when she comes, she's on the phone. But still, her presence, just that little bit of conversation with her, that I would really miss.
Natasha, your mom was going through the typical midlife crisis. I guess a lot of us go through it. How did you take this? Did you sense this?
Actually, I didn't, because I was in college at that time. I was in Bangalore, and honestly, I think I was very involved in my own college life at that time. So I never really realized any of it. And then when I came back, I think we just had to rediscover each other all over again, because I went back with a very different notion of motherhood and of mothers and fathers. And when you come back and then you live with them actually when you're a little more grown up.
And I have to tell, another thing is that after my kids went away, the bond between me and Satish really strengthened. He saw me panicking sometimes and having these panic attacks. So he became kinder. Chalo, acha, you want to go here? Chalo, I'll take you there. And I have such ugly fights with him on the phone. He calls up and I said, and as soon as he comes back, I'm calm again.
She's still not used to my traveling. She just can't take it after so many years.
Is she that she's not used to his traveling, Dr. Rukshida, or is it because suddenly in this midlife crisis phase, her children have gone away?
She's been going through a lot of changes. When we talk about a midlife crisis or an emptiness syndrome, it's not just in your head, it's not just psychological, it's in your body as well. She's going through changes in her body, she's going through changes in her mind. Till now, she was handling her life exceptionally well, taking care of the family, taking care of the kids. She was accommodating. She was accommodating to what was required from her and what she thought she had to do, what she thought she wanted to be. And then all of a sudden when the picture changes, even when she's preparing herself that I know this is going to happen, it still comes as a shock. I must compliment him, kudos to him, that he's been very nice. She's sitting here and talking about hot flushes and cold flushes. Let me ask all the men around here, how many of them actually know that this is going to happen?
Did you, Satish?
I did. Just talking around to other our friends, their wives going through all this. So I knew about it.
But I must tell you that when my kids left and he went on a long trip to Singapore, I was really furious because I said, you take me along because what will I do? And he said no. I was like, I can't tell you, I think my world shattered. And so many times I thought I would, pack my bags and leave it. You don't really have a place to go to. You can't go back to your mother's house. She'll say, "Kyun aayi after so many years of marriage?" But anyway, I don't have the guts to do any such thing. And anyway, I love him so much and I was waiting for him to come back.
Anu, would it have helped talking it out?
Yeah, it would have. But Satish's way of dealing with things is to be quieter and I'll pass over like things do. Yeah, it would have helped. I think it would have. But now from the last 1 or 2 years, I'm finding it easier to talk about myself, about my insecurities. To a couple of friends. Earlier I thought that if I talked about my problems, I would become small in their eyes or, like I had to have this. But now it's much better.
These days, is this feeling of empty loneliness, especially for a housewife, is that what is making a woman very vulnerable to outside temptation and to some extent, in an extreme case, infidelity?
Quite often. One particular lady, she had even started the business at that particular moment during that time. She came in contact and she got a little bit more from somewhere else. So she started having an affair with this other man. The family was just about ready to break up because she's finding out, she's questioning, who am I? All of a sudden, she's like, oh, I thought I was this and now I'm not. So I'm trying to find out things. So she's obviously going to make some very good decisions and some very bad decisions. It increases that, oh, you're the one, I was always there for you and now when I need you, you're not there for me. So, okay, fine, I'm going to take that revenge and I'm going to go ahead and prove it to you that yes, I can do that. So a lot of all these haywire emotions come into the picture and it takes even to the limit of irrationality.
Have you been tempted?
Male attention is always, it always gives you a high because, you are old and you're not young anymore and you have you have pigmentation, you have fat abdomen, you're not, your hairs, your skin is so yes, male attention is a high, but one knows, one lives in a society and one knows where to draw the line. I mean, it is an empty nest, but it is a nest which you built with so much care over the years and you don't want, you just don't want to unravel the nest just for because just some man gave you the glad eye. No, not at all, never.
How do you prepare, Dr. Rukshida, and at what age can a woman start preparing for a midlife crisis?
Be realistic about it, be truthful about it, that yes, there are going to be upheavals, I am going to be emotionally more needy at that particular moment. The people around me have to be aware, emotionally prepare yourself through that, start reconnecting with other people who might be in a similar situation. Basically, if something is going to go out, bring something else in.
It's very important for female bonding. Like I feel things become easier because there's always a phone which you can pick up and talk. It bonds you very well, they understand you, you understand them and you can discuss anything with them.
And also Anu, if you know that some other woman is going through this and she shares the moments, maybe you feel a little relieved. In Anu's case, it was an empty nest that sparked off a midlife crisis. But what happens when midlife crisis strikes after a divorce or the death of someone close? Our next guest is coping with this. We'll chat with her after a break.
I was feeling like I'm nobody, I have no value, I don't stand anywhere.
She's menopausing and making my life miserable.
Menopause, I think, can change you for the better or worse.
This show brought to you by Sangini Diamond Jewelry, जो जीवन भर साथ निभाए.
प्यार, इजहार और फिर
क्या तुम मुझसे शादी करोगे?
शादी जीवन के हर खूबसूरत लम्हों को सजाए. कलेक्शन जी बाय डीडामास एंड वर्ल्ड गोल्ड काउंसिल. शादी करके फंस गया यार.
जिंदगी के यादगार लम्हों को लेकर अगर मैं फिल्म बनाना चाहूं तो मुझे क्या चाहिए? अच्छे एक्टर्स, म्यूजिक होना बहुत जरूरी है. तो क्या होता? और कॉमेडी के बगैर कोई फिल्म पूरी हो सकती है?
I am giving you my tongue, sir. And in India, daughter and tongue, given.
और एक टॉप क्लास डायरेक्टर. लेकिन इसके लिए मुझे चाहिए एक बेहतरीन टेक्नोलॉजी जिसे मैं अपने साथ कहीं भी ले जा सकूं. Tell your stories in DVD-like quality with the power of N series on the Nokia N93. The next story in video.